Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So, that was really loud. I have not been able to film or upload for the past couple of months. First I had camera issues, then I can never find time to film, and then my skin was just freaking out to the point where every time I did my makeup, it just didn't look right. So, I'm kind of back because during that kind of time period where I didn't film or upload really anything on my channel, I kind of discovered some things about certain products that whether they were new or whether they were already in my collection, I didn't like anymore, or things that just didn't work for me for certain reasons. So this is kind of going to be a declutter video slash products that I either was disappointed in because they were way too hyped up, or products that I just kind of tried that I was just like, meh. A lot of these products I think are very, very hyped up. Some of them are not as hyped up, but either way I just wanted to share them all with you. So we're just going to go one at a time through each product. And I can't tell if my lighting's super bright, but I'm kind of playing it with it right now. And I know I look like a ghost, mostly because I am a ghost. I am so pale. But yeah, the lighting actually looks better than it did a few days ago. So we'll just roll with it. So I have this huge box down here of products, and I'm just going to take them out kind of one by one and talk about them with you. The very first one that I pulled out is this Physicians Formula bronzer. I don't know which one this is. I think it was just one of the Physicians Formula. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can see my ring light. I got a new mirror. Anyways, that's beside the point. I wanted to try out a Physicians Formula bronzer, and I saw this one, and it was like bronze booster with argan oil light bronze, and you can definitely smell that oil, which I'm not particularly a fan of. But when you open it up, it looks just like this. And when I swatched it, I am fair, but this just, it's basically too light for me, and it almost just looks like, it's a bronzer with this sheen, but when I put this on, it almost just looked like I was kind of highlighting the perimeters of my face, which I don't necessarily like. So, I have the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer with the shimmer in it, and I love that bronzer, and I'm actually wearing it today. But on this, it just wasn't light enough. It's like that bronzer, but the lighter sister of it. It's just not as dark. It's got that weird sheen to it, and I did wipe off the gold overspray when I first got this, but it looks just like this. And I just was not a fan on this, even on my fair skin. I just didn't like the way it looked, and yeah, so kind of disappointed in that product. I only used it once, and I could tell I didn't like it, and every time I swatch it, I'm like, yeah, I really don't like it, and I really don't like the smell. So that's the first kind of product that I tried out that I just didn't really like. Alright, this next product, I believe this one I don't like because of the texture, and I've used this time and time again. I use this all the time. I used a good amount of it up, and it's the Benefit Erase Paste. This is in the lightest shade Fair, and the reason why I don't like this is because it is so emollient that it kind of corrects under my eyes, but then, no matter what concealer I use with it, this is so emollient, even when I set it with the powder, that it causes my concealer to crease and move. So for that reason, I'm not really a fan of it. I did try the Pixie Correction Concentrate a while back, and that one was almost just, like, it was so hard, and I'd warm it up so much, that I just didn't think it really worked. It was a lot of effort to get to use it. So, I don't know if it's just under eye correctors that I'm not a fan of, but yeah, I used this for a while, and once I realized that no matter how much product I used, it was too emollient for under my eyes, I decided that one was a big pass for me. Alright, this next product is one that I used to absolutely love in my collection, but, as I have used other products like this, I realized this one might just be a little too dark, and it is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. Now, it is still absolutely gorgeous, and I would recommend this for anybody with maybe not, I'm kind of fair porcelain, more of a light skin tone. I think it's just the gold that kind of makes it a little more of a turnoff for me. I mean, it's very, very beautiful, but there's just times whenever I put it on, like, I have a mixture of two highlights on today, and it just makes my skin have that glowy, wet look. But this one, I feel like I can just see it more because of how dark it is. It's still beautiful. I'm just not as big of a fan of it as I used to be, and for that reason, I gloss over it a lot more in my collection, so I'll probably give this away to one of my friends or something. Alright, let's talk about another bronzer. Now, a lot of people absolutely love this bronzer, but I think my issue with this is a lot like the Physicians Formula. Even though I am fair, I just can't see it on my skin tone, and that is a Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. This is very, very light, and it swatches okay, but it is basically the exact same kind of deepness as that Physicians Formula Light Bronzer, and for that reason, after I use this a few times, I feel like I just can't see it enough, and I have to build it up so much that it's just not always worth it. So, and I wanted to try matte bronzer, and I think I prefer a bronzer that has just a little bit of that luminosity or that sheen to it, so this just did not do it for me. Alright, let's kind of finish up with all my cheek products. I have 3 different blushes to talk about. I'll just go from drugstore to high-end, and the first one I've had forever, and I used to absolutely love this blush, and it is one of my e.l.f. Studio blushes. I'm sorry if I have not been keeping these in the frame. It's been a while since I filmed. I'm getting back into it, but this is the blush in Twinkle Pink. I love the shade of this. The only reason I just am not into it anymore is because I'm just not into all of the glitter that's in this product. It just has a lot of loose glitter. Yeah, my lights are too bright, you can't see it, but that's okay. This just has a ton of really loose glitter, and I don't know, I'm just not into it anymore. Blowing all the excess glitter off. It's a really pretty shade. I think I would really like this if it was just almost like a satin finish or like a matte finish, because I'm into matte blushes lately, but I don't know. It's a really pretty shade, I just don't like all of the glitter that's in it. So yeah, there's e.l.f. Twinkle Pink. Alright, one more drugstore blush I want to talk about. Now this one, if I would have known this whenever I was looking at it, I would not have bought it. And this is one of the Milani Rose Powder Blushes, and it's in the shade Blossom Time Rose, number 11. And now, this makes me sad because the packaging is beautiful. The only reason I have this is because my Walmart finally started selling Milani products. So there's a Milani display right now. It's pretty new. And I sell these blushes. And I got 2 of them. I got this, and then I believe it was Tea Rose, I want to say. I can't remember, but that one's over in my collection. But this one, I could not see this in the store, but it has that kind of golden shimmer throughout it. Yeah, you can kind of see it reflecting off there. It's got that golden sheen throughout it, and I am not into having a golden sheen in my blushes. And when I swatch this, it doesn't swatch all that well, and yeah, I'm just not into those corally golden sheen blushes. They are not my cup of tea at all. So this one, I tried to use it once on my cheeks. I wasn't a fan of it. But yeah, let me try. I swatched that a little hard. It kicked up a little bit of powder, but yeah. I might give this away to somebody who does like that kind of corally golden sheen blush, but it's just not my thing. Alright, now I've talked about this blush a lot on my channel, and I've gotten quite a bit of use out of it. And it is more on the expensive side. But I discovered the reason why I don't like this is this blush, as I buff it into my cheeks, it becomes more of a highlight than a blush. And that is the MAC blush in Full of Joy. It looks just like this. And it's a nice lilac-y blush, but it's getting there you go. I was like, I'm trying to rotate it so it doesn't get completely washed out like there. It doesn't look like anything. It is kind of that lilac-y, like frosty blush. Let's see if I can get a good swatch just so you can see it. Let's see. It's over here. Yeah, it's that purple sheen. What I don't like about this is as I continue to kind of buff it on the cheeks, it just becomes more and more frosty. And I feel like see how frosty that is? I feel like I kind of lose that pigmentation and all I see is that frost and glow. And that is just not what I want in a blush. Alright, now let's talk about some primers. And one of these I like a little more than the other, but I really dislike both equally. And this might be kind of a surprise, but these are the Maybelline Master Prime Primers. I have Redness Control, which I used a lot. And then I recently got the Blur and Smooth. This does absolutely nothing. This basically also does absolutely nothing. They feel nice on the skin. But when I think of blurring and smoothing, I think of something that smooths out all the texture, and this just doesn't do it. Yeah, so this one's basically brand new. This one I used a lot just to use it up, even though it didn't really do anything for my skin. And yeah, I think these primers just aren't really worth it. I never tried the Illuminate one just because I don't really look to illuminate my skin that much, because I'd rather just have a satin matte finish and then put the glow where I want. But yeah, these primers, I just don't think they do absolutely anything for the skin. And yeah, they're definitely not worth wasting your money on. Now let's talk about a foundation and concealer that I really just don't like. Let's talk about the foundation first, if I could talk, which I cannot. Okay, please excuse my dirty cap, but this is the Maybelline Better Skin Foundation. Part of it, I think, is the shade is just too gray for my skin, so it makes me look dead and ashy. The other part is I just didn't like how this applied or how it sat on the skin. It emphasized all my texture. It did not look good. And I just did not like this on my skin at all. At all. I used it, you can see I used it a few times. I gave it a decent chance. And this was in the shade, this was the lightest shade. I think it's Porcelain. I don't know. I can't find it. Yep, 10 Porcelain. Not a fan. Will not use anymore. And yeah, didn't like it. Alright, this next product is also by Maybelline. It is the Master Conceal Camouflage Concealer. I don't know. I've tried this out a couple times, but I have other concealers that I just like so much more that I don't know if this one just didn't have a chance, but I just was not a fan of the texture and the consistency and the shade. I felt like it was just too peachy pink for me. Let's see if I can squeeze it out. Ew, it's already separating. Gross. So this concealer is already separating on me, which is really nasty. But yeah, didn't like that either. This is a makeup palette that, it's a nice palette. It has a lot to offer, but I never reach for it, and every time I use it, I do not like the look that I get from it. And that is the Shan XO BH Cosmetics palette. Now, I thought I was going to love these colors because they're all neutral, but when I swatch them, I don't know if it's like because they're duochrome or what, but to me the swatches look nothing like the actual shadows, which I'm really not a fan of. And so these it was kind of a negative surprise when I did try to use these on my eyes. And then as far as these lipstick colors go, I used one or two of them, but I was just not into this palette. I much prefer to just take out a lipstick or a lip gloss and just throw it on. And yeah, I mean, I really wanted to like this palette, and there's some colors in here that are nice, but there's too many of them that surprised me in a not good way, so I'm not really into this. And yeah, okay, let's talk about one lip product and the rest are all eye products. This is one of the Makeup Forever Artist Rouge Cream lipsticks. I love these lipsticks. I'm not wearing one today, although what I'm wearing does look like one of them. Okay, this, I do love the formula, and I love the packaging. The only thing I don't like is the shade of this. It's kind of the purplish grayish one. Now, I might still wear this for Halloween because, you know, what the hey. But I would never wear this on my own because I'm just not into that color. But yeah, this is not a bad product. It's just the color I don't like, so I keep it in my decluttered pile in my makeup collection. Now let's talk about quite a few eye products. The first one is this eyeliner. I got this, I think it was an Ipsy bag, I don't remember. It's the Model Launcher eyeliner in emerald green. It's got a felt tip, but then it's just like this kind of light, watery, emerald green color. There it is. And I would just never wear that. I think if you're going to put an eyeliner on an Ipsy bag, it should be a color that's more wearable, that a lot of people are actually going to go for. It is pretty, but it's just not, and like people who are into color might, but some people just are not into colored eyeliners. I'm not. I prefer the blacks and the browns, and so this was just not one that really struck my fancy. Okay, let's talk about another eyeliner. This eyeliner is like a loved favorite on YouTube, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the Kat Von D eyeliner, and it is the, if I get the cap back on, Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Pen or whatever, in Ultra Black. I might have gotten a dud, or this might have just been so hyped up that my expectations were unreal for it. The only issue I have with this eyeliner is that it doesn't draw on my hand as intense and black as I want it. Like, it just kind of goes on, but almost just goes on almost, I don't know, watery, not as black as I want it. I don't know, maybe it's just because I need to like shake it up more, you know? But I feel like sometimes when I use this, it just doesn't come out as black as I want it and I have to keep going over it. I don't know, it could just be my weird expectations. I'll probably try this a couple more times, but for now it's in my decluttered pile, so yeah. Alright, let's talk about a mascara and then end with some eyebrow products. This is the Revlon Ultra All-in-One Mascara, the one with the colored cap, red cap. I wanted to try this out because I wanted to try out a new mascara. But when I open this up, the wand is so flippin' weird. It's kind of short and stubby. And I don't know if I'm going to get it to focus. Let me put that down. Oh no. Here we go. The wand is not cute. Oh my gosh, I cannot do this today. Here. There we go. So you can kind of see how weird that wand is. And then when I put this on, it's okay by itself, but it almost looked like more of a volumizing mascara wand. So I wanted to see if I could layer it on top of other wands, layer it over other mascaras. But when I do that, it made my lashes kind of clump up, and then it kind of just flaked off on me. So I was just not a fan of this Revlon mascara, really at all. So yeah, that's a big old pass. Alright, let's talk about the last two things I would like to talk about. This first one I used to love, but now I just think it's too dark for me, and it is the Maybelline Brow Define and Fill in Soft Brown. I don't know what it is, but lately when I've been wearing this, I just feel like it's too deep and dark for my brows, the way I like to fill them in. I've been using a lot of kind of taupey eyeliner colors because my hair is kind of like taupey ashy undertone. And this isn't bad, I just feel like it's too harsh for me. It could just be me, but yeah, so I have not been using this anymore. Alright, put this down. Let's talk about the very last brow product I want to talk about in this video. Now, this could be because I picked up the wrong shade. I feel like that's a theme with this video. But this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Prep and Shape Pro Kit. It's this cute little black thing. And this is in the shade, where is it? What shade is this? This is so hard to read. Oh, okay, yeah. This is in the shade light to medium. You'd think it would work for me, considering I'm fair and everything. When you open this up, it is so stinking light. To me, this is basically for blondes. So it's got this tinted wax and a powder, and then it's got your little mini eye brush, which does nothing, and then a pair of tweezers, which actually aren't too bad, so I might take those out to keep those. But these, like, that's way too light for me, and so it doesn't work. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that product. Okay, so that is absolutely everything for this video. I hope you enjoy videos like this. If you don't, oh well, that's okay. Don't forget to subscribe below to be notified for future videos, and I'll be trying to upload a lot more often. Yeah, and then it's it, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!